Hello everyone, this is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today our guest is Niko Martinez, who will fight on the Fury Challenger Series 14, July 27th. Hello Niko, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. And this year, I think that you made a lot of noise in Fury FC because you had two amateur bouts. You actually beat two really good prospects that I think that also can have a really good career as the pro. So if you can tell me for now, how happy are you because of these two previous performances?
I feel good. There's plenty of work to be done, right? I'm keeping in mind that the goal is for going into pro and then eventually to UFC level stuff, right? But right now we're off to a good start, and I'm trying to keep my head low so that I could continue improving areas that I need to improve.
And for your next fight, did you have a chance to watch any of his fights or maybe some at least some highlights?
Yes, yeah, I saw his I think his last two fights, and he's very aggressive. He's always pushing forward, and he's very crafty on the stand up. And so that was something that really interested me because I wanted to work other parts of my game. I felt like there's a chance to really grow.
And of course, you are a very good grappler. And for now, how much of the time do you spend on your like improving your striking?
Ooh, I spent a lot of time working on my striking. I also spend time working on my grappling, but leading up to fights, I know what areas I need to work on, and what areas that I know that I have the freedom to kind of take a break on. Not take a break, but you know, I feel like my grappling's at a level to where I don't need to every day be working 4 to 5 hours a day grappling like I have in the past. Right? I could kind of put it on a break, maybe 2 hours out of the day grappling, and then the rest is striking for something along those lines.
And actually, in your two both previous fights, you showed your grappling how good you are because in first fight you spent a lot of time on the mat, trying to submit your opponent, and in the second fight, of course, you submit your opponent in the third round. And I think that this kind of armbar it's not often seen in MMA, so it was really also really impressive thing.
Yeah, yeah. That was something I had in mind going into the second fight is that I didn't get it, right. I was very upset. I was very upset because like I'm a black belt. I've competed against some of the best people in jiu-jitsu, and it kind of stuck with me that I had this guy's back the whole time. And of course, it was a good performance, but did not walk away with the finish really bothered.
And because of your like grappling experience, did you before training BJJ, did you have any other like combat sport experience, like maybe karate, taekwondo, or the BJJ was the first thing that you train?
Yeah, so initially before jiu-jitsu briefly, it wasn't as serious. I did some boxing. So my brother initially, he was the one who wanted to do MMA. So I would just follow him to, all his classes, boxing classes, wrestling classes, jiu-jitsu. And then jiu-jitsu was the first one that I really enjoyed because when I was young, I was not an athletic kid. I was not, confident. I was not a strong kid, but grappling was something that took a little bit more, took more thought than I felt like it did strength. Right? Of course, it helps to be strong, but to be able to set up submissions like the armbar that y'all saw, it takes a lot of setups and deliberate thought.
And do you do does your brother also fight or train right now?
No. He stopped at blue belt. He stopped. He had a couple of boxing fights and he was very good. But then after a while, he just kind of burned himself out.
So it's also can be quite interesting story that he was the first, and then he did something else with his life, and you will be the guy in the family who will who will go through this journey.
Yep, 100%, 100%. And this is something I want to take as far as I can, right? The goal, like I said, is not to stay on the regional scene. I want to take this as far as I can. I have a daughter of my own that I need to provide for, and this is my work that I put in so that I can provide a better life for her.
And when did you think about going to MMA and treat MMA like the career that you want to pursue? Like, how old were you?
Yeah, so I was maybe it was when I had my daughter. It was not very long ago. So I was maybe like, I was training MMA and briefly as a black belt when I first got my black belt in my early 20s, and then when I have my daughter, jujitsu it's unless you have your gym or your teaching and stuff like that, it's hard to make a better life. And so I knew that when I had my daughter, like, okay, MMA, like I'm training right now, and now I need to make the switch from training just to enjoy it to fight to training and fighting to provide.
And also, I saw on your Instagram that you are still quite active. Is in a like grappling competition, right? You still want like to go in and have this kind of matches.
Yeah. I still like having jiu-jitsu matches and competing and stuff. Before that, that was my life. I was all the time, maybe 2 to 3 times a month, just constantly improve my grappling. Um, but right now, MMA is the focus, and whenever grappling like matches do come up, I'll do them. But if an MMA fight comes, that's first priority. That's what I want.
But also probably when you are great at something like you are in BJJ and you want to be a MMA fighter, so you probably are on the like beginning stage of the other aspects of the games. It's also a quite unusual perspective because sometimes the like young fighters start like MMA training, so he's a beginner in everything, and you are the great in one thing, and then you have to learn the other things.
Right, right, yeah. Um, that is a big thing too, but it does help having something that I know in each one of my fights that they are aware of my grappling. Right, it's not a secret that I'm a good grappler and that's my specialty. So I feel like a lot of people tend to underestimate my striking. Right, not that my striking is so great, but the more I develop it, the more you know it'll be hard to ignore that side of the game as
But actually, it also can be a good thing when they ignore this for a while, and then you will start the knocking them out, and then you will be considered like overall great fighter.
well. Right, right. That's the plan.
And if you can tell me more about your gym and training partners that you have in your gym, if you can mention a few names.
Yeah, so I train right now in San Antonio, and I'm training with Pete Spratt, and I got my black belt under Professor Rodrigo Pinheiro. My main training partner for grappling is Cesar Noguera, another great grappler, very good. Uh, and then I also cross train in San Antonio between Austin with some of the Muay Thai guys over there at Ambush, and they've helped me out a lot. So for me, I'm not, I get my MMA training in San Antonio done with Pete Spratt and my coach Ray out there, but then I'm also able to bring together other sides of the game, other places. It's a lot of traveling. I do a lot of training everywhere.
And Pete Spratt is like the true veteran of the game. He had so many fights, probably around 50 or even more. So it's also the quite unusual number, especially for now.
Pete Spratt's he's an OG, he's a legend. He's got a lot of experience in not only fighting but also training fighters, and he's had a couple UFC fighters come out of this gym. So I have a good source of knowledge to draw from.
And for now, when you are thinking about your future, do you have the let's say calendar, the timeline in your head? When would you like to be like 5-0? When you would like to go to the UFC? Do you have this kind of like timeline?
Yeah. So I would like ideally within the like I've been active. I've been very active. I'd like to keep that activity, right? God willing, if all goes well. Um, Try to get as many fights as I can, and then whenever God wills it, I'll go pro and then start knocking at that UFC doorstep. But first, it's just one step at a time. I like to I like to give myself the 5 year time frame. Is just try to in 5 years I could really change my life, and I believe that I could, if I stay the course and I keep on pushing for everything and limit all distractions from the outside, just focus on what I'm doing for 5 years straight, I could completely change my life.
Probably you are in the very good place because I think that Fury FC can be the number one regional promotion. And when you are fighting against this kind of fighters, it's obvious that when you are like 6 or 7-0 in Fury, it means that it's like a great time to go to the UFC because Fury got so many talents from the like especially flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight divisions. So definitely, if you can go through this organization, you would be ready for the UFC.
100%, 100%. And that's a plan. I have great respect for Eric and Black Fury. Since I was a kid, um, I've competed under their jujitsu rule set from since I was a blue belt. Um, and they've always done a lot for the Texas scene for providing that. Yeah, no, the Fury people they've done a lot for.
And right now you are in the like world of MMA for maybe not a long time, but in BJJ competition, you are a true veteran. But as far as MMA, what do you think, or what is, in your opinion, the most challenging aspect of this sport?
Oh, yeah, because I feel like for MMA, there's so many moving parts, right? There's not only the specialties, right? For example, like I may be a grappler, someone else might be a striker, but there's also integrating the two because at some point, me as a grappler, I'm going to have to strike, right? I'm going to have to use my striking to get to my grappling, or my grappling to get to my striking, right? Same thing for a striker. So I feel like the in between the mixing part of the mixed martial arts is it's the most interesting part to me.
But
I
probably,
have great respect. I was saying
probably.
I have great sides of the game, and but seeing how everybody mixes their style, that really, you know, I like that a lot.
And probably when you are from the grappling background, and also after some time you will see that the like big progress in your stand up. It probably also will be like super satisfying. Because of course it's like when you are great in one thing and you are beginning in other aspect of the game can be tough, but after a while when you can see the progress, it will mean that you definitely made it.
Yes, yes, 100%. Being well rounded is a very big. Of course, I'll always be a grappler at heart, right? I will always have my strong suit, but to be well rounded is that's the key. I don't want to be another grappler that doesn't respect the other sides of the game and gets punished. Right?
And what do you think about like going for risky maneuvers, like grappling maneuvers in MMA, like heel hooks, sometimes like guillotine chokes? Are you a fan of it?
I feel like it's there. There's obviously for it, and people have finished fights for it. I think where the problem comes is that people who make that their whole game. So at the first chance to jump on it, they jump on it. I feel like maybe if the opportunity presents itself, it's a real move. They're both real moves and they could be used. But I myself, I like a more conservative game. Um, just complete fundamental control, right? Even heel hooks and stuff like that. I enjoy training them in jiu-jitsu, but I know if I were to use it in a fight, not because I put myself there. It's because my opponents make me.
And outside of like world of MMA and also the BJJ, when you have some additional free time, do you have any other like hobbies, the things that you just like to do?
Um, Not really. The only yeah, I really don't have a life outside of this. This is all that I do. But if there's one thing that I will say is I've always played music. I played guitar, the classical guitar, as early as I started to get to. So if there's anything that I would consider a hobby, it would be that.
But also it can be good when you are a little bit maybe stressed because of your next fight. It probably can calm you down a little bit.
Yes, 100%. We all need that outlet, whatever it is. Some people have the unhealthy outlet. I find that music, it calms me down. It lets me, if I'm stressed out with my training or even outside of training with life things, it gives me a moment that I can clear my mind. And, it's very hard to play an instrument and think at the same time. Like you have to just give your all to the instrument and then afterwards it's the same perspective.
Yes, so it's like the fight. Also in the fight, you can't think about like anything else. Uh,
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Okay, Nico, so many thanks for the time and for conversation. I hope that you will win this fight, maybe get one or two more, and then you will go a little bit closer to your like dream, maybe make your Fury debut early next year, but everything will be good.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. This, like I said before, this is my dream. This is something that I'm putting everything on hold for. I'm sacrificing a lot. There's a lot of sacrifices that go with this, and you know, I'm going to push my hardest to reach my dreams. That's all that I can do with God on my side. I trust that I can make it.